Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. You know, there is a strange thing that I keep reflecting about. Ever since I had started wearing hijab, like my life had changed, and I can keep talking about the hijab over and over again. It's a topic that I never get fed up of it. Having said that, sometimes we tend to judge other people, but when we are doing the same thing, we don't see what's wrong with it. Like, let's say a very simple example. I always try to take myself as an example. May Allah forgive me for gossiping or backbiting or criticizing other people when I am full of faults and weaknesses myself. So there was a point in my life where, let's say, I used to dress up very immodestly. It was something that I didn't find inappropriate at the time. I used to wear revealing clothes, especially at the beach, and I just felt like, I felt like experimenting with my freedom meant to experiment with my clothes, and it didn't bring me anything good. That's actually the conclusion that you reach in Islam. Like, whatever Allah has told you to not do, if you do it, you will ultimately reach to the conclusion that this wasn't beneficial to you in any way, physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. So I always had that pressure at, like, I wanted to please people based on my appearance. But today, if you ask me, like, if a guy is attracted to me based on my looks, I don't find it a compliment at all, because there are so many pretty beautiful girls out there, and I have so much more to offer. I always keep reminding girls who watch my videos, you have so much more to offer. I'm not telling you that you have to wear hijab, but I'm just telling you that sometimes, when you look on Instagram, some people, some celebrities, you see them posting pictures of themselves that, I feel very uncomfortable myself. I could not imagine all these men around the world looking at the pictures of my body out there like that. So I don't see the logic. I don't see what you're trying to prove, what you're trying to gain. There are some things that can and should be kept private, I believe. Doesn't mean that these people are immoral. I'm sure that they are very nice people, very intelligent, but then I feel so lucky that at least Allah has guided me, because I would feel so ashamed, honestly, if I had such pictures of revealing my entire body to the world. According to me, it's like diverting people's respect and attention on something which is wrong. I would rather have them focus on my words rather than focus on certain body parts of mine. I always feel very shocked, like I don't understand. Whenever I look at certain people's feet and the types of clothes they're wearing, I just feel sorry for them in a way, because they don't realize that actually there is something much more beautiful that they have to offer inside. Their personality, their kindness, their love, their intelligence. There are so many things that you have to offer, and I don't think it's a good, healthy thing to be placing so much pressure on yourself as a woman to always look a certain way. For example, to look always super thin, or to try to look sexy or seductive. It's like, your happiness or your fulfillment is based on what men will say about you, whether they will like you or not, whether they find you attractive or not. And especially now, the film industry has become increasingly superficial. Like, the beauty standards are just very unrealistic, and I don't even watch movies anymore, because it seems like it's more about a certain specific stereotype of appearance that the heroine must have. So it's not even about the acting, it's not even about the context or the content sometimes. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I definitely, if I had to go back in the past myself, there are certain types of clothes that I would have never worn, because I have seen a massive difference. When I walk out, when I used to wear certain types of clothes, I would get comments from people like, really disgusting. It's not flattering, it's not empowering. You don't want people to view you as a piece of meat. And now I know that there is a controversy, which, people say that it's the responsibility of men. Like, you cannot blame women just because they're wearing a certain type of clothes. Of course I don't. Of course I believe that it's the man's responsibility to not look at the woman. Even if tomorrow a girl walks out in very revealing clothes, A truly religious, God-fearing, ethical gentleman would never make such comments or keep staring or make the person feel unsafe or uncomfortable. But unfortunately, that's the way life is. It's not like, you just tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to leave my car out there without locking it, and then I'm just going to expect people to be kind and nice and honest and not steal anything in it. It doesn't work that way. You always take your precautions, and you can't just blame people and just again, you can't compare yourself with a man. I believe, a guy can be walking outside at 10 p.m. But a girl cannot do the same thing. It's not, you can't compare it. You can't always try to do things like men do just because you think like that's what equality is about. I don't think that men and women can be equal because they are just different. And honestly, it's a personal thing. If you feel comfortable walking outside with revealing your body and having men stare at your body like in a very inappropriate way, if you feel comfortable with that, then that's your choice. But honestly, I think as Muslim women or Jewish or Christian women who are modest, who like to dress modestly, there are so many things which you feel the feel-good factor in dressing modestly. It far outweighs the concept that I'm just going to wear whatever I want. It's none of anyone's business. But then you also have to accept that you cannot control what people are going to say or how they are going to react. Like, I'm not saying that they should the entire responsibility or fault is yours, but you also have control over what you wear and how you choose to present yourself to the world, I believe.